Welcome to TSU Sports Show.
Welcome to the Texas Southern University Sports Show. I'm your host, Tamer Knight. I'm so happy you've joined us for what should be an exciting episode. The Tigers have done well on and off the field since we were last here. We'll bring you all the highlights. Plus, we'll take a trip down memory lane to tell the story of a renowned Tiger who was once the fastest man in the world. So come along for another fun episode of TSU Sports Show. For today's top Tiger, we'll start on the volleyball court where Janiya Chapman is a sophomore outside hitter. After being third on the team in kills last spring, she is playing even better this fall with the Tigers off to an unbeaten start to SWAC play. But you know what? When I said let's start on the volleyball court with Janiya, I got it all wrong. For this California native, we must start off the court and in the classroom where she is enrolled in the Honors College at TSU. This future attorney who just began an internship at a prestigious Houston law firm has been known to miss volleyball activities and games because of her honors college duties. Janiya tells our Kynnedi Brown that as a student athlete, she has no problem determining what comes first.
The student always comes first. I've always prioritized that since I was young. My mom implemented that inside of me, and so I feel like in order to be successful, I have to have my grades in order, and I have to do the best that I can in school, because at the end of the day, that's what counts, that's what matters, that's what's gonna be my future.
Being a student athlete, being in the Honors College, and also trying to pursue a job in law, how is balancing all that for you?
It can be tough at times, but I feel like I've been doing this since I was around 14, so I kind of know what is expected of me, what I need to do in order to be successful. It definitely takes a lot of time management. I'm taking tougher courses as far as like English and my political science courses with tougher professors that have higher expectations for their students. They assign a lot more work. And yeah, that's about it. More commitment than what I thought I was getting myself into, but I'm definitely enjoying it. We had an induction for the Honors College, and then we also had a seminar. So I had to miss 2 actual volleyball tournaments for the Honors College for those events.
So what inspired you to go into the field of law?
Just being a voice for those that are marginalized. I want to help others in any way I can, and preferably in the courtroom. Volleyball, it's going good. I feel like we have like a lot of team chemistry. We're still a pretty young team, but I think we have really good leadership, and overall, I think we're going to be successful this year. At first it was a little tough, but over time I'm getting used to it, and I actually love it here. I think my teammates are what helped me love it even more. The challenging part, just a new environment, a new pace. And the people are different out here as well. In Texas, I feel like people are more straightforward, but in California, everybody's just really laxed and chill. But out here, it's like a lot of different personalities. So yeah, I think things are silly all the time. My teammates are a little bit more serious than I am. I'm staying true to myself. I feel like I add a diverse vibe to the team.
After college and after volleyball, where do you see yourself?
Definitely going to law school for 3 years, hopefully a Thurgood Marshall School of Law, preferably, and to be an amazing attorney.
Great. Thank you, Janiya.
Thank you.
Outstanding! Janiya Chapman is an excellent example of a student athlete with her priorities in order. Speaking of priorities, Houston knows how important TSU is to the city and the Third Ward community, and on how important athletics is to the university. That is put on full display during homecoming weekend held right here on the yard. The huge victory on the field was only a part of a great time had by all. If you weren't here, let's show you some of what you've missed.
What makes it unique is that entire feeling of a family. It just feels like one big family reunion, an opportunity to celebrate, see people you haven't seen in a while, hear stories that you haven't heard in a while.
Well, if you notice, we started it in 2019. We brought a home game back to the campus for the first time in 11 years. So we're going to gradually, right now, we're trying to do some updates to the football field. Obviously, extend the turf out, move the long jump pits, and relocate them to a different area so we can allow ourselves to run turf all the way up to the track. And that will allow us to at least be able to start playing games back on campus. So it's a step phase for us. It's a lot of work that we have to do at the campus to get it up and ready to play, and we're going to build that gradually.
A tough start defensively against difficult competition in the non-conference play, the Tigers settled down and came through with a big-time shutout victory over North American University. They followed that up with a thrilling last-minute win over Southern in the Arlington Showdown. This was the Tigers' first win over the Jaguars in 10 years.
Just winning, period, is something that we don't take for granted. You know, it's been a long time for us to have a 2-game win streak, and we're gonna enjoy this moment, but we feel like we left a lot of points on the field.
Now, that looked like some serious fun. We may have to circle back with some more from the Ocean of Soul at Homecoming later in the show. When we come back, we'll salute a former Tiger who made notable donations to the football program. We'll dive into the TSU archive for the story of a former track star, and we'll chat with Athletic Director Kevin Granger. Stay tuned for TSU Sports Show.
Stay tuned for more TSU Sports Show. Welcome back to TSU Sports Show. Here's this week's TSU Ticker.
Welcome back to TSU Sports Show. Michael Strahan is perhaps the most well-known former TSU Tiger. The Pro Football Hall of Famer has become an even bigger star off the field than he was on it. He hasn't forgotten where he came from. Earlier this month, Strahan surprised the TSU football team with a donation of new helmets. The maroon-colored headgear arrived just in time for the Tigers' homecoming clash with North American University. Shortly thereafter, the announcement came that Strahan was voted into the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. The 15-year NFL veteran is already a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, the Black College Football Hall of Fame, and the TSU Hall of Fame, where he was a two-time SWAC Defensive Player of the Year. The Houston native was also the NFL's Defensive Player of the Year, a Super Bowl champion, and a member of the NFL's 2000s All-Decade Team.
Oh, those helmets, man. First off, I just want to thank him for the donation. It was real big for our team. I think for the last 3 years, we just had the white helmets. So to have something like that, maroon helmets, it looks good. It looks good. A lot of the players was excited Monday when Coach McKinney showed us the new helmet. So we just very thankful and appreciative of him.
Jose Gonzalez was named the Southwestern Athletic Conference Cross Country Athlete of the Week on October 5th. Gonzalez, who ran in high school at Galena Park, North Shore, says, while he battles to be his best, knowing that his success is important to the team makes a difference.
As a team, training for 8Ks, 5Ks and up, it's not easy. We've been doing it since high school. Our body's a little bit tough, a little bit rough, but man, we come through, we get a little rest, we bounce back. And it's always waking up early in the morning, 6 in the morning, getting it done before anybody else.
Well, the way I prepare is just always reminding myself that I'm good enough to do this. I'm strong enough to get through this, and that I have been through worse stuff. And I always try to remind myself that I'm just as good as everybody around me. And also remembering the most important part, which is this, although it's an individual sport, I gotta always remember that I'm running for my team. I'm not running for myself, and I always gotta keep that in mind. That if I do good, I'm helping my team, and it's a team effort. So I gotta do my part. I haven't been able to fully focus on running for the past month or so, but thankfully I was able to pull through in this race better than I expected. I hit a better time than I anticipated, a better goal than I made. And overall, I feel good about me and the team because we are kind of in the same boat, for instance. And I feel like overall we came out through, we ran with heart, and we got the job done.
I think you gotta understand to believe in yourself more than anybody else. It doesn't matter who it is, you gotta believe in yourself first. That's where it starts. If you don't believe in yourself, you're done. You gotta make sure you belong up there. You belong with everybody. You've been putting the work as anybody else. So
shout out to my mom.
TSU, baby.
Love you, Mom.
I am Jaidyn Christophe. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm a speech and communications major, and I play goalkeeper here. The win on Friday was huge for our team. It's something that we really needed, and especially for it to be the SWAC opener, I think that our team really started to play cohesively, and we just really gained our confidence through that game. Non-conference can sometimes deplete your confidence, but during conference, I feel like we've gotten way more confident. It started to be more natural. We're really playing soccer now, and we know that we can compete at this level. The mindset that we have coming into Alabama A&M and Alabama State is just to continue to play cohesively and to continue to be a team. Simply just play our game and know that nobody's greater than us, that we can do it the same way that any other team can do it.
What's the latest and biggest news in the athletics department? AD Kevin Granger tells us about a facilities upgrade that will make TSU stronger, literally, and will hit the track both in TSU archives and with current cross-country runners. That and more still to come on TSU Sports Show.
Stay tuned for more TSU Sports Show.
Texas Southern Flying Tigers track team alumni, two-time gold medalist, and an NFL player? Multifaceted is how one could describe Jim Hines. 1968 was a historical year for Hines and defined his career as an athlete. Hines was the world's fastest man and became the first man to break the 10-second barrier in the 100-meter dash. Hines set a world record of 9.95 seconds in a running to gold medal at the Mexico City Olympics. No wonder they used to call him Hurricane Jim Hines. The man could move. Married with a child after his college track career was over, Hines almost decided not to go to the Olympics. Though he didn't play football at TSU, the Dolphins drafted Hines in the 6th round. Needing the money to support his family, he considered signing an NFL contract, which would have made him ineligible for the Olympic Games. What a decision! Hines wasn't even the favorite going into the games. American Charles Green and Jamaica's Lennox Miller were thought to be the top challengers for gold. Hines says he was so confident he and his wife drank 2 bottles of champagne the night before the race, and he blitzed the field in world record time. The record stood for 15 years. He also anchored the gold medal finish for the U.S. 400-meter relay squad and one of the stars of the most historic games. Hines, who was born in Arkansas but grew up in Oakland, gave the NFL a try but had a short-lived football career. The track is where TSU Jim Hines made his name. That's the TSU Archives. And now it's time for the AD's Corner with Kevin Granger.
Well, we're really excited to be back. I mean, coming off the year, the COVID-19 year, and actually still being in a pandemic, we didn't know exactly if we would ever get back to this point. We're excited to be back here. We're excited to hear balls bouncing, basketball, volleyball. Happy to see our student athletes back engaged and just back on campus, and we're just excited to be back at this process, at this point in time. We're real excited about where we're at as a department and where we're headed as a department as well. We're making a lot of upgrades to our facilities. We want to make sure we addressed our facility concerns. I mean, we're kind of landlocked, if you want to say, here at Texas Southern, so it's not a whole lot we have or being able to do on campus wide, but thanks to President Young, we're able to do and make some modifications to the existing space that we had that's going to make tremendous stride for our student athletes.
And part of that is the new weight room. Talk about that for me.
Well, we was excited to be able to get it. I had a meeting with President Young, and we went over a plan, and she kind of was happy with the plan, if you want to say, and approved us to actually go ahead and get this new weight facility. It'll be multi-purpose, first class, everything new, up-to-date weight room for our student athletes. Right now we have 16 sports and we have one smaller weight room, so it's as you can imagine, it's a logistical nightmare to rotate 16 sports in and out of one venue. So now this will give us an opportunity where multiple sports can actually be in their training at the same time.
Along those lines, how important is it for you guys to keep upgrading, to maintain, so you can match other schools?
Well, you have to. I mean, if you think about it, in this day and time, the landscape can change. The first thing most recruits or young athletes look at now is facilities. They want to know what your facilities look like, what kind of environment they're coming into, and so that's the #1 game now with recruiting. And so we have to match that to give our coaches to be on a level playing field, if you want to say, so they can go out there too and recruit those student athletes.
It's amazing being here in the heart of Houston, Texas.
TSU is really the land of opportunity.
I have expanded my network with career services, been a huge help.
Everyone here has your best interest.
It's a supportive environment for the faculty.
You just kind of get a feeling when you know like this is your home.
I joined the program and it's been one of the best decisions I made in my life.
When we return, we'll show you what's next for Tigers teams and take another look at a spectacular homecoming extravaganza. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more TSU Sports Show.
Wow, what a fun show! That's what we do here on TSU Sports Show. I do hope you enjoyed it. I'm Tamer Knight, and I'll see you next time on TSU Sports Show. As we roll out, here are some more sights and sounds from homecoming weekend.
You're watching TSU Sports Show. TSU, excellence in achievement.